Aloha, I'm Joshua Lambus with Big Island Divers, and we'd like to welcome you to Big Island Divers' very own Blackwater Night Dive. Soon you'll be embarking on a journey with us that will take you miles off the Kona coast into an abyss few divers ever get to see. Most that do this dive consider this to be one of the most challenging and exciting dives they've ever done. This dive is unique to the Big Island of Hawaii because our slope drops off so quickly here. For every mile out we travel, we gain a half mile in depth, making this one of the few places on Earth we're able to get to abyssal depths so close to shore. After traveling about 3 miles off the coast, we'll be over something between 5,000 to 8,000 feet of water. During the day, animals living at these depths are living in complete darkness. At night, they're able to make huge vertical migrations to the ocean surface. This movement is considered the largest migration of any group of animals on Earth, with more than 100 million tons of animals coming to the surface. The animals you'll see tonight are both numerous and diverse, many of which have never been classified, or if they have been, have only been so from a few specimens. Those that have been classified generally don't have common names, but instead long-winded Latin names given to them by scientists. One group of animals you'll almost certainly see are Sapana Fours. They are considered the most abundant animals in the ocean. They are a colonial jellyfish that can attain hundreds of feet in length, though are more commonly only a few inches or a few feet long. They consist of a head, or siphon for locomotion, a body, and many tentacles that act as a fishing net of sorts, trapping plankton and other smaller animals. Often you'll see a 5 to 6 foot Sapanophore contract and then swim away, now only a few inches in length. We also see many types of Tunicates, which most of the time are reef-dwelling animals, much resembling a sponge. However, out here, you'll see them in their larval stage, which looks more like a clear tube, sucking water in one end and out the other. Hence their common name, the sea squirt. Oftentimes, they will form long aggregations that we call a chain of salps. Other types of larval animals you'll see include fish, crabs, and lobsters, as well as many more. These animals may be something you're used to seeing commonly on the reef, but out here, they look completely different from their adult counterparts. We also see many types of ctenophores and other jellyfish that flash us with their beautiful colors and light displays. Aside from these animals, there's really no telling what we may come across out here, which makes this one of the most anticipated and rewarding dives on Earth. Now we'll take a moment to go over the logistics of the dive, so you'll know just what you're getting yourself into. After your captain and crew find a suitable location miles out to sea, they will kill the engines of the boat and have everyone gear up. Then, with the boat adrift on the currents of the ocean, they'll help you to the side of the boat and have you giant stride into the water. At this point, you'll already be attached to a tether that is connected to the boat. This will give you a visual reference in an environment where you would usually have none. It will also keep you from getting too far from the boat or accidentally going too deep. Everyone will have their own separate tether. The crew will go over more about the tethers on the boat. Once you're in the water, we'll hand you a light. At this point, you're free to descend. Because of the lack of reference, buoyancy can be tricky. People generally take about 5 minutes to get used to their new environment before starting to look around. Once you are feeling comfortable, begin slowly scanning the darkness with your light. Soon you'll begin to see animals you could scarcely imagine. You'll have to have a keen eye, as many of the animals you will see can be as small as a postage stamp. We ask that you please refrain from touching any of the animals, as many of them are made up as much as 98% water and can be very fragile. Aside from harming the creatures, many of what you will be looking at are jellyfish, or are relatives of jellyfish. A general rule of thumb we go by is if it looks like it can sting, it probably can. And if it doesn't look like it can sting, well, it probably still can. So, we try our best not to touch anything. Don't be discouraged by the stings, as they are both rare and minor, as well as short-lived. Of course, with all the light and bubbles, we do occasionally attract some larger animals that we are not out here to see. Before the dive, your dive master will discuss how to quickly exit the water if this were to occur. Well guys, that about wraps it up for this video. If you still have questions regarding the dive, no worries. Your dive master will have a full and detailed briefing before entering the water. Know that upon exiting the water, you have just joined the ranks of only a handful of adventurous divers to have done this dive. We hope to see you soon on Kona's Blackwater Night Dive.